Malta, a small nation with a giant story. If Europe had a hidden treasure chest, Malta would be one of the brightest jewels inside it. This tiny island nation, smaller than many cities in the world, has been at the crossroads of history for thousands of years. Sitting in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, Malta has absorbed influences from every major civilization that ever ruled the waters around it, yet somehow, it has always managed to transform those influences into something uniquely its own. Most outsiders know Malta only for two things: the fluffy Maltese dog and sun-soaked beaches. But this archipelago is so much more. It's a place of temples older than pyramids, fortresses that once stopped massive invasions, golden stone villages where every street tells a story, and a people whose language is like no other in Europe. Let's dive deep into Malta's fascinating world. The geography of a fortress nation. Malta is an archipelago of three main islands: Malta, Gozo, and Comino, plus a handful of uninhabited islets. Together they cover just 316 square kilometers, making the country one of the smallest in Europe. Yet, with nearly 500,000 residents, Malta is also one of the most densely populated nations on the continent. The capital city, Valletta, is more than just an administrative center, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. With over 300 historic monuments crammed into its small peninsula, it's officially the most concentrated historic city in the world. Every alley is lined with Baroque palaces, fortifications, cathedrals, and theaters. Gozo, the greener and quieter sister island, offers rolling hills, old stone villages, and a slower pace of life. Meanwhile, tiny Comino is famous for the Blue Lagoon, a turquoise natural swimming pool that attracts divers, snorkelers, and sunbathers from across the globe. The land itself is rocky, with low hills and dramatic cliffs that plunge into the sea. Natural harbors like the Grand Harbor of Valletta have made Malta a maritime hub for centuries. Its position between Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East has always given it enormous strategic importance, sometimes a blessing, sometimes a curse. Nature and climate. Despite its size, Malta has a surprising variety of natural attractions. The climate is classically Mediterranean: hot, dry summers and mild, short winters. Rain is rare, which is why the islands lack rivers and lakes. Freshwater is obtained mainly through desalination and underground reserves. The coastline is rugged and carved with sea caves, natural arches, and secret inlets. Though the iconic azure window of Gozo collapsed in 2017, the islands still boast wonders like the Blue Grotto, Coral Gardens, and the Crystal Lagoon. Beneath the waves, Malta is a diver's paradise. Shipwrecks from Roman galleys to World War II submarines lie scattered across the seabed, and colorful reefs provide habitat for octopus, moray eels, and barracuda. A timeline written in stone. Malta's story begins in prehistory. The islands are home to megalithic temples that date back more than 5,500 years, older than Stonehenge and the pyramids of Giza. Sites like Hagar Kim, Najdra, and Gantija remain shrouded in mystery. Some archaeologists believe they were aligned with the stars and used for rituals related to fertility and agriculture. Over the centuries, Malta passed through the hands of Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Normans, and Spaniards. Each culture left behind traces, coins, inscriptions, words in the Maltese language, and architectural styles. One of Malta's most legendary eras came in 1530, when the Knights of St. John, a powerful order of crusading monks, were given the islands. They turned Malta into a fortress and naval base, defending Europe against Ottoman expansion. Their greatest moment came in 1565, during the Great Siege of Malta, when just a few thousand knights and locals managed to repel an Ottoman army of over 30,000. The victory became legendary across Europe and secured Malta's place as a bulwark of Christianity. Later, the British ruled the islands for 150 years, leaving behind a love for tea, red post boxes, left-side driving, and the English language. Malta became known as the "Nurse of the Mediterranean" during World War I for sheltering wounded soldiers, and in World War II, it was heavily bombed but never surrendered. The people of Malta were collectively awarded the George Cross by King George VI for their bravery. Today, the George Cross is still displayed on the national flag. Independence came in 1964, and by 2004 Malta was part of the European Union. In 2008, it joined the Eurozone, and today it balances modernity with its ancient heritage. A language unlike any other. Maltese is one of Europe's strangest linguistic gems. It is the only Semitic language officially recognized in the EU, descended from a form of Arabic spoken in Sicily and Malta during the Middle Ages. Over centuries, it absorbed thousands of Italian and Sicilian words, plus many English and French borrowings. The result? A language that looks Arabic in structure but sounds like Italian mixed with English slang. You might hear someone say a sentence where half the words come from Arabic, half from Italian, and the occasional English word sneaks in at the end. Almost all Maltese people are bilingual, and many are trilingual, easily switching between Maltese, English, and Italian depending on the situation. The soul of Maltese culture. Religion plays a central role in Maltese identity. Over 90% of the population is Roman Catholic, and the islands are dotted with over 360 churches, one for almost every day of the year. Every village has its own annual Il Festa, a week-long celebration dedicated to its patron saint, with fireworks, music, processions, and food. Yet Malta is not just traditional, it's also modern and open-minded. The country has some of the most progressive laws in Europe regarding equality and LGBT rights. Crime rates are low, and community life is strong. Artisan crafts also endure. Maltese lace, once made by nuns, is still woven by hand today, and filigree jewelry, made from fine gold and silver threads, remains a national specialty. Cuisine, a blend of flavors. Maltese food is a reflection of its history. Italian influence brings pasta and pizza, while Arab heritage adds spices and stews. The British left behind meat pies and puddings. National favorites include pastizzi, flaky pastries filled with ricotta or peas. Rabbit stew, fennec, considered the national dish. Lampuki pie, made with seasonal dolphin fish. Bracioli, beef olives stuffed with breadcrumbs. Maltese sausage, spiced with coriander and pepper. Kinney, a bittersweet local soft drink made from oranges and herbs. And yes, the locals are fiercely loyal to their beloved crunchy snack, twisties. Malta and the world. Though small, Malta has outsized connections. Italy and the UK are its closest cultural partners, shaping everything from language to football rivalries. Libya and Tunisia share historical ties and linguistic similarities. Australia, meanwhile, has the largest Maltese community outside Malta, as thousands emigrated there during the 20th century. On the global stage, Malta often acts as a neutral mediator. Its location between Europe and Africa has made it a bridge for trade, migration, and diplomacy. So, what is Malta? Malta is a paradox, a Catholic country with a Semitic language, a Mediterranean island with British quirks, a tiny nation that has changed the course of world history more than once. It's a place where you can step into a prehistoric temple at sunrise, swim in waters so clear they look unreal by noon, and enjoy a late-night street festival by evening. It may be small, but Malta is endlessly rich, an island that proves size has nothing to do with significance.